This live martial arts lesson, you're going to learn how to use your bow staff at home for beginners. Start with your hand in the middle of your long martial arts staff. You can use a jangbong if you're Korean style, Tang Soo Do or Taekwondo, or maybe you're using the Chinese gun or bang. You're doing some wushu or ushu or some Chinese kung fu. Doesn't matter what style. You can even have the silambam, the long stick. And I saw recently something called gatka. I think I'm saying that right, from India, that some of the best soldiers, fighters in the world, the Gurkhas, they have their own martial arts style. So and that happens with this channel. You guys tell me things that I don't know, and I learn from you. So this is a discussion. Put that in your comment section below. What's your favorite style of martial arts weapon? It can be the long staff, it can be the short staff, or it could be a bladed weapon. Maybe it's the katana or the sword. Maybe you like to fight with the fan. I got the fan. I'm gonna make one of those videos when I have time. It's been a tight couple weeks for time, so I haven't been here as much. But we're spinning now. So you're just gonna do this motion, strengthen this forearm, get the blood flowing, keep everything safe from injury in this workout, properly prepare so that you're strong and fast in all of your blocks and strikes. Bring it from one side out to the other side. Slow it first, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Increase your power, get your stomach up and in, abs tight. Start to build on every skill. One skill is the foundation for the next skill. That's why I have you doing the same warm-up all the time. We change it, alter it a little bit as you get really good. But for the most part, keep your skills strong. Don't learn one and then forget it, and then a year from now think, what was that one move? Everything should be up there. You should practice them all. You only have to do 30 seconds per move, and you'll never forget, and you'll always get stronger. Then put it in the right hand, put the right foot forward, and you're gonna go into your figure eight spin, going on one side of the body and the other side of the body. All you're doing with that is turning it to the side. You're welcome, I appreciate that comment. It's a community, like I said, it's a community. I do this for you as much as I do it for myself. I learn a lot. It's like common sense, right? Positive energy. When you start to say other things to other people to help them, it always helps you. It always comes back, and you really get the most out of it. Plus, when you teach, you're gonna learn it faster. So as soon as you learn from me, you go make a video, throw them up on here. That's how we grow this global community. I would love to see everybody copy me, and not because I like myself, but I just want everybody to believe that it's possible. Put your hand on the other side. Yeah, when you help others, you help yourself. When you teach others, you teach yourself in ways you never even thought about it before. You have to unpack everything that you learned and that you can do, and then you see it from a different angle, and you see things you haven't seen before. So teaching is a two-way street when you do it right. That's why I love to see your comments, not just here in the chat, but also in the comment section below. That also helps grow this channel. All those comments, and when you go to my website, pasquinelli.com, and you send me an email, I really get a lot out of that. There's a contact box on the bottom of the page, I think. But it also lets me know, you let me know what you want to work on, and I'll try to bring it in. If I can't do it, I'll find somebody who can. So you're just going side to side. These are all forward spins, just moving. But then I want you to move your hand, go back to the first hand, and move it to the side of your body and do that same spin. You're going to start to work on the side and the back of that shoulder muscle. Your side delts and your rear delts. The medial and the anterior is the front, right? Posterior, that's it. But you want to be strong in there so that you don't have injuries. Strong so that when you strike harder in self-defense. You can spin faster. Once you get it going, speed it up when you're ready. But slow is smooth, smooth is fast means over time you get stronger and faster. Put it in the other hand. The hand simply goes to the side. You pull it in and pull it out. So if you go to my website, it's PASQUINILLI.com. There's a contact, says contact me, or there's another one somewhere on there about the newsletter. They both come to the same email. And then I'll put you on the email distribution list, and then when I get new videos, I put them up there. I also find sometimes links to other people's videos I like, other information. I share some other writing from some of the past students of mine and instructors of mine. so you can learn, we can all learn and grow together. So we're going to the side and the back, or the front and the back, and then go back into the right hand. Thank you, I appreciate that too. Go from one side to the other side. I really appreciate when you go to that Pasquinelli.com and you click some ads, as long as they're relevant to you, right? Clicking those ads brings me pennies, but the pennies can add up. And I don't know if you can tell, it's darker in here today. I need to replace some light bulbs. And I got the email this morning, your power bill is past due. And I always say, well, I'll send it to you as soon as I get it. It's like past due by like a day or something. It's not that big of a deal, but it does help. You guys help me keep the lights on, literally. So what you're doing, this is that same move, right? We can go to side. When you turn it and you bring it up over here, in your pinky to pinky, you grab it and you bring it up over here in your pinky to pinky, you're just passing from one hand to the next. Add these small steps. Squeeze the stomach up and in, abs tight. Moving forward and back starts to get your heart rate up, because I also want you to get fighting fit for self-defense. I want you to lean your body out and replace some of your flabby areas for some firm areas, right? Lean body mass, lean muscle mass, denser bones, healthier, longer life, but not just a longer life where you've got lots of action and movement, and enjoyment and engagement with the world. It comes from all of this movement. Not only can you practically defend yourself with a big stick, but you're also healthy and strong inside and out. Now, bring that to a stop, and we're going to go into the wrist rolls. We've been doing that a lot in these series. So this is workout number 5 of this series. Lots of wrist rolls and finger rolls. And the main reason is I want you to have a better feel for how this moves through space and time, but I also want you to have, we'll work on the front spin. I also want you to have stronger wrists, healthier wrists. And then the finger rolls are all about elbow pain. And for us older guys, trigger finger and arthritic hands. I keep getting comments from you guys. You're sending me emails, and I'm seeing comments in the comment section where you're saying, I'm 60, I'm 70, I'm 72, I'm 68. And you started doing these finger rolls, and you've healed. I'm not a medical doctor, so don't hit me on that. But you've healed a lot of the pain that you've had. And I know that, I don't have tendonitis. I did years and years ago when I started adding finger rolls, which is an extensor move. You're opening your hand instead of closing. When you're doing your spins, when you're doing strikes, when you're doing blocks, your hand is closed the whole time. So this squeezing in one direction makes everything imbalanced if you don't also open the hand, which is the reason why we go into the finger rolls. So do the wrist rolls first, very slowly. Just open your hand, let it go on the back of the hand. You turn, bring it back the other way and turn. And then that other hand, one side, and back the other way. And this really is slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Could be. I just need more time. Right now, I have such a fragmented is the right word, schedule, where literally to keep the lights on, I'm doing like different jobs. I'll run over and rip out do some yard work for some people this weekend, rip out some bushes or whatever so they can plant something new. I'll go out to the kids' school later this afternoon, teach a couple classes there. I'm here this morning because I just got done doing some virtual teaching, some one-on-one stuff through the Facebook portal, and then I'll make a video when I can, and then I'll go and I'll shop. I'll look for, let's go to the finger rolls. I'll look for things I can resell on eBay or Amazon from all these stores that are going out of business, right? And there's a Steinmart here and a Pier 1. So I go over there and I look at what's like super low discount. I scan it with my phone, see if I can make $1 or $2. Because it adds up. You just have to scramble and fight to stay in business in times of COVID. In some businesses, other businesses are thriving because they're perfectly positioned for it. Martial arts schools are not. we're perfectly positioned to go out of business if you don't get up and fight. So if that's you, get up and fight. Don't go down without a fight. Go down swinging, or in this case, spinning. But if I had more time and I had more staff, had more students coming in, keeping the lights on, paying the bills, then I would gladly do a consistent series where every day at a certain time, you can log on and I'd be there. But this is the next best thing I can do. When I get a moment, and I know I keep looking at the clock, I know when I have to head out of here to go teach little 4-year-old kids, which is one of the my most favorite things to do, by the way, because they're so perfectly innocent and everything is exciting and new for them. So you're going to come from hand to hand like we did before, but I want you to add a wrist roll, hand to hand, and when you go into that hand pass, add a wrist roll. Now we've done this before, not for a while though, but I want you to get used to going from one thing right into the next thing. Yes, thank you. Going from one right into the next. So I go from hand, this is the first move. Well, there's three, right? We have three things. So we have the figure eight, and then we have the hand pass, and this is a forward spin pass, but then I also have that wrist roll immediately after the hand pass. So I want you to be able to weave together all of these different moves, and this is how you get into freestyle, or bow flow, or flow arts, whatever term makes most sense to you. But it's just going from a figure eight, wrist roll, hand pass, wrist roll. And I know we haven't done it in this workout, but I'm going to show you real quick if you know how to do this, or you can learn it very quickly. This is the reverse spin. This is where we were before. This is just pulling in reverse, and then hand pass in the reverse, and then from the hand pass into the wrist roll. So it's exactly the opposite, but it's the same moves, but done in reverse instead of going forward. So if you can do that, do that. If not, just start with the first one and grow into that. Now, I wanted to do, actually I'm almost forgotten. Give me a second, I'll remember it. While I'm trying to remember that, go back to the continuous finger spin. It'll pop in my head in a minute. This morning I woke up thinking, I'm going to show you this today. I wanted you to be able to do, oh, I know what it is. It's the Ray Park Darth Maul two-handed double lightsaber spin, which is also just a two-handed spin for your staff. Yeah, they're not for fighting. They're for conditioning the body like a boxer jumps rope. Just like you're not going to finger spin when you fight for self-defense. You're going to stand like this. You're going to stand like this. You're going to create distance. You're not going to be moving and spinning and doing all that. You're going to wait for him to come in and you're going to time it. You're going to strike once. You're going to strike here. You're going to strike across. You're going to high block and then strike and then strike. Or move to the side or block this way. But that's not what the spins are for. The finger rolls are not for all that self-defense move. It's to condition your body like a boxing rope or the speed bag. Let me show you the speed bag real quick. This is probably one of the most misunderstood things in a gym. You have this, needs air, by the way. If you go to the gym and it doesn't feel right, make sure it has good air in it. But you start to move and you go through this, you're gonna miss it, right? And then you start doing tricks, and you start doing different tricks, and then you work your elbows in. None of that is you're not gonna take any of that. I almost forgot my staff. You don't take any of that, the ring. If I had my jump rope, I started a new class called club, ropes and Rubik's Cubes. Teaching kids how to jump rope and use a Rubik's Cube. But the point is that the jump rope for a boxer has nothing to do with fighting, except that it conditions his body or her body. Lungs, heart and lungs, legs, the muscles, the tendons in the legs get stronger because of all the bouncing. This spinning makes your hands stronger when you go to strike. If you really ever have an opportunity to fight for real, wood stick against a wood stick, right? Staff against staff. When that comes down full force, all that energy comes into your body and you don't have rock solid arms, it doesn't feel the same. So that's why you spin. That's why you do finger rolls. So this is coming through 1, 2, 3, and around. 1, 2, 3, and around. Once I get here, these 3 fingers come together and I let it just go over the back, balances there like a wrist roll, catch it with my thumb, and then I push it all the way through. So go through, and then there. Me too. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're back into your figure 8. And you can do it on the hand pass this time. You can do it on wrist rolls. You can add it to wrist rolls. Wrist roll. You can go from here right into a finger roll, right on to that. And again, you're not going to use that in the fighting, but it's going to be part of it. Now, it's not part of the fighting, it's part of the conditioning. So you have rock solid grip. And again, when people smash you and you go to defend yourself, and this is up here, and you take all the power, all the energy of their strike, then you're able to keep fighting and win because your body's just so much stronger than theirs is because of all this extra spinning conditioning. All right, so 2 hands. And I want you to think of 3 moves. You're going to think of a strike, another strike, and a clearing motion. But the way these things always work, this is the same for almost any combination like Sinawali and Kali or Eskrima. You don't see all 3 until you get to the other side. So you'll see 2 on this side and 3 over here and then 3 here. And I'll explain what that means. Don't overthink that. All right, so from here, I'm going to come to my left. You can go to the right first, doesn't matter. If I'm left-handed, I usually go to my left. I'm coming to my left. Now my left hand is up. I'm going to strike down with that. Right through your middle, right on top of your head. When I do, I follow through that strike. And now, back in so you can see, I push across my body. See how I turn my shoulders and my hips? That's a clearing motion. I'm clearing. Their staff is attacking my leg. I clear, and then I bring it out, and now I'm on my right side. And here's where you can see all 3, the first 2 strikes. The first strike coming straight down with the left hand. So strike, the right hand coming up and over, strike, follow through, clear, come around. Now your right hand is up. Right hand strike, left hand over and strike down in front of the body, down in front of the body. 1, 2. But think of strike, strike. Don't just think of fancy spinning. Because if you just think of fancy spinning, see, I don't know if, let's try to slow it down. See how this is more diagonal? My staff looks weaker. My stance, my posture looks weaker. The flow looks weaker. But if I'm over here and I'm thinking about what I'm doing down, down, it looks stronger because I'm making full range of motion on both sides of my body. And then, like the other ones, start to move with it. As you come forward with the right hand, put the right foot forward, left foot forward, and start to spin. Now, the other way to do that is here, and your hands are going to change positions. And we're not really going to go into that too much. I show that in a lot of videos. I'll show you that in the next workout where you're changing hand grips. But I wanted you to see that. I wanted you to see one more combination. And this combination is using the length of the staff. So you're going to bring your hands all the way to one side. They're going to be about as wide as your shoulders. This is too narrow. That's too wide. So about as wide as your shoulder. From here, the attack's coming over there. I'm going to turn to the side. I'm going to make a circle. I'm going to make that circle into a strike. This is very small. It's the same motion. That's the same motion. That's a more powerful motion. That's more dramatic. And I'm pushing down, pushing down. Now imagine I'm doing it toward you. You have something in your hand, like a knife, a sword, a staff, and my hand's here. I've created that distance, lots of distance this time, and before you get close, I'm gonna bring it around, smash, smash. That's gonna be, I'm gonna give you a combination. That's your first motion. I'm showing you from the side so you can see the length. You can also do that facing them, or the attack's coming here. Both ways are correct, so don't overthink the footwork. It just depends on what stance you're in and what you're doing it for. Is it in a form, or are you using it while you're defending yourself? Are you doing combat bow? And this is a technique you learn. That's a deflecting motion too. Those of you who know how to use the bokken or kendo or the jo, or not the jo, the katana, that's what I was thinking of. You know how to use, or the jo, same motion with the jo, but that's just the spiral block that you would use with your hand, right? Wax on, wax off, exact same thing. Wax on, wax off. It's used usually in this position when you bring it up here or up here. It's a straight attack coming to your face and you are knocking it off of the center line, here or here. But because we're out here, it's a little bit different. It's more powerful motion. So I'm gonna go here, second technique in this combo, pull. Now you're pulling because you're setting up for that pull cue ski, or that spearing strike, that spearing motion. So, if they have a gun, you better run. Especially if they have a handgun. Most people don't know this, but most people are not accurate with a handgun. Handguns are not that accurate unless you practice shooting. A lot, which I love to do. But yeah, if you've got a stick and they've got a gun, you're done, right? But if you're this far away from them, you're in trouble. That's a little too close for a handgun. You go out 25 yards, and I've been in so many ranges and worked with so many people, watched people, all different places, different instructors since I was a kid. I've been doing it since I was a kid, but I've learned from so many different instructors, so many different styles. I've learned Kobudo styles, which are the Japanese styles. I've learned the Chinese styles. I've learned some of the Wushu styles. Learned styles with the spear, and then the Korean. Korean's kind of an interesting mix between the Japanese style, because there's not really a Korean style. Now, some Korean people will be like, oh, that's not right. You know, you don't know about the history. And fine, I don't know everything. But from my experience with all the people that I know in Tang Soo Do and Taekwondo, both here and abroad and in Korea, there's not like one pure style that they've been using, because they've been invaded so much. Most of those countries in Asia, the Japanese invaded, the Chinese invaded, the Mongols invaded, right? So there's a lot of mixtures of styles. Korea's right in the middle, Japan's here, China's over here, so there's a lot of flow back and forth. The only style that I haven't really spent a lot of time on that I really like is Salambam, which is and then this new Gatka style. What is that called? The Gurkhas. I love Gurkhas. I love the whole concept of the Gurkhas. The Gurkhas, great warriors of India. I think one is Tamil, the other is Gurkha. Anyway, yeah, shout out to everybody. All right, I don't know. I got distracted. All right, slam, pull, step in, and spear. Now this is going to be Chinese right here. From here, 1, 2, 3. 3. Extend your reach. So strike, pull, step in. Pull it back, and you're going to slide your backhand up. And think about that big piece of oak smashing all the teeth out of your mouth right through the bottom of your chin. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The reason I've had so many different styles is because people don't, very few people teach it anymore. Sorry, I'm trying to get that stuff off my screen. Or, unless you're and there are some really good Japanese style Kobudo schools or Okinawan Kobudo schools where they're very much purists. They do the Najinata, or they do, the different, they do the Rakushu, I can't even say it. Whatever the Okinawan word is for the bow, right? The real word. And bow staff means staff, I know. So, but I do it so you can find me in the search engine. if you've ever wondered. All right, so we're building this combo. You have strike, pull, spear, pull under the chin. From here, either think of blocking or block and strike, pull, spear, pull up under the chin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then just practice that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then switch hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoop, 5 under this side. That's why you should practice both hands, because it doesn't feel familiar over here. But see where that comes to the same side? Don't bring it to the opposite side. I did that the first time. That was my mistake. I make a lot of mistakes, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As my mentor, Dan Pena, says, I'm often wrong, but I'm never in doubt, right? And some of you know what that means. From here, it's about confidence. It's about acting the way you want to become. It's not fake it till you make it. It's act that way, and you're going to become that way. But that's coming to the same side. So do that on both sides. Block. So it's a circular block. This part becomes a strike down. So you can either do it as a strike, knocking the stick out of their hand, breaking their wrist, or deflecting. They're both correct. Pull. Just understand that there's a difference. You're spearing right through their throat. Pull it back, and you're letting this hand slide a little bit. The left hand, the front hand. Remember you did that? You're letting it slide a little, but then you're stopping the slide by closing the hand, and you're pushing, you're accelerating this uppercut right up under the chin, smashing right here. And then you can go into a spin, go back into your flow, put your finger rolls in and all that other stuff, wrist rolls, and then throw it and catch it. The ceiling was high. We're going to do throws and catches, but I'm going to take you to the park because I can't do it in here. The ceiling's too low. Anyway, awesome. Thank you so much. Check the links below if you have any information that you need, or if you want to get your own bow. And please like, subscribe, do all that stuff that helps me keep this channel going. Thanks so much. See you guys in a little bit.